Hello today and welcome back to Trails from Zero. So it's been a little while again. I'm not doing this on purpose. I'm just very, very busy outside of channel stuff. Although there is a lot of other work going on for things related to the channel that you guys aren't going to see for a little while. But we're in chapter 1 now. And before we go anywhere and do anything, let's open, go into tallies and buy ourselves a new issue of the Crossbell Times. So I believe since the last time we did this, last time I sat down to record, I want to say 1.02 came out. That had not happened publicly yet. Well, it's out now, and it's not the final patch for the game, but it's the last one for a really long time. The next update will be sometime after whenever Trails of Cold Steel 4 comes out in the West, and then we'll put our final updates in. And so if you find any tech stuff that you want to report between now and then, feel free. Of course, I politely ask that if you're holding on to anything, that you please check to see whether or not it's fixed in the current version already. We've had some people that have not updated and forwarded things that were fixed a long time ago, just to save us a little bit of trouble. But there are definitely still some things in the game. Like, I found one really egregious one, like, right after the update came out, and I was like, oh, damn it. Well, that's going to be in there for several months, isn't it? Oh, well. Alright, let's open up our new issue of the Crossbell Times. Issue 2. Featured Guardian Force Public Drills. Guardian Forces Present and Future. Rumors of New Equipment. Featured story, Guardian Force Public Drills. CGF shows its might. Knox Forest, due west of Crossbell City, was the site of the CGF's recent training drills. We were on the scene to report. Drills began at 10 AM and were very intense. They practiced vehicular combat, stun halberd combat, hand-to-hand combat, and more. Exercises like these are held regularly to sustain these important skills, stated the leading sergeant major. New equipment rumored? We had the opportunity to interview Deputy Commander Bales after the drills. We asked about the new model of armored vehicle that has been rumored to be in development since last year. The Deputy Commander tells us that the new model is a ways off. Presently, they are in the fine-tuning stage, and it will be deployed once complete. Logistical issues, such as negotiation with the neighboring powers about specifications, has been thoroughly taken care of. As it stands, their firepower is comparable to an average tank. Accurate data and deployment numbers will be disclosed to the superpowers as required, referring to Erebony and Calvert. For the sake of stability, the CGF will not neglect the borders of Crossbell, commented the Deputy Commander, faithfully answering every difficult question. Society. A respite in the downtown district. Sources say the downtown gangs have temporarily ceased fighting. The noisy confrontations, previously a daily occurrence, have been replaced by silence. Most citizens breathe sighs of relief. On the contrary, a 24-year-old man living on East Street voices fears. As long as delinquents are there, the fights will return. I wish someone would do something about them. Incident leaves behind mystery. Tensions rose due to a surprise attack on the gang's members. However, many things are yet unexplained about the dispute. Before it escalated, rumor has it that the CPD Special Support Section had a hand in resolving the situation. However, further investigation suggests that they may have been more lucky than skilled. I expect bracers to intervene next time. Gangs face off. Thanks a whole lot, Grace. Technology. A new tactical orbment. The Epstein Foundation has developed a new tactical orbment, and it is now available on the market. We finally enter the 5th generation. The best part of the Enigma is the introduction of the Orbital Communication Circuit, said Mr. Roberts at the Foundation. This newly developed microquartz allowed for the creation of a small portable communication device. He added that this innovative technology in the Enigma can exchange information instantly, regardless of location. At present, the communication function only works in the vicinity of a dedicated orbital wave relay, such as within Crossbell State. Plans exist to erect new relays for organizations such as the Bracer Guild and government agencies. Culture. Arkansas's upcoming performance. The famous troupe is due to announce their highly anticipated next performance soon. Tickets will be available for sale next month. Many fans from inside and outside the state have been eagerly awaiting their next show and will flood in to watch. You don't want to miss it. Finance, IBC's new service. The International Bank of Crossbell, the largest financial institution on the continent, will start a new service in a few days, allowing members to exchange Sepith at better rates than other shops. The starting date will be announced soon. Leisure, Crossbell's gourmet experience. If you're craving a picnic, catch the next Orbital bus to Morica Village and visit the Ash Tree Inn. Indulge in the amazing taste of their omurice made by its friendly local-born owner. Made from the plentiful ingredients freshly grown nearby, this cuisine is to die for. Thank you, Crossbell Times. What are we doing and where were we going? I've kind of forgotten. I don't remember what the heck was going on. That's not the button I want. I want a square. There we go. Alright, so chapter 1. Right, and we picked up... Oh, that's right. We were going to go see Oscar about his support request. We also have one about overdue books, as well as assisting the IBC with their new service that we just read about. First, let's talk to Oscar. Yo, Lloyd, how's it hanging? Haha, you in the mood for some bread? Don't just you in the mood for some bread me. You already know why we're here. You sent a request to the special support section, right? Huh? Did I? Please notify any other Oscars on the premises of our arrival. Come on, Oscar. We aren't here to mess around. Oh, yeah, I remember now. I wanted to see if you guys could help me gather some ingredients for a new kind of bread. Our usual supplier has been running late, so we're kind of low on stock. Oh, I gotcha. Well, you can't bake without any ingredients. Truer words have never been spoken, so will you give me a hand? That's all there is to it. You can leave it to us, Oscar. So, what kind of ingredients are you looking for? Well, I've got plenty of butter and flour, but if you could find me 4 fish fillets and 3 monster eggs, that'd be great. That's it? We could totally find those on the outskirts of the city. Actually, you know what? I don't know whether or not that should be capitalized. I'm not sure. Generally, when things like things that get proper nouns, for example, fish, typically if they get mentioned in scenario, we don't capitalize them. So I don't know if this is correct or not. I'll have to ask. That's convenient. We'll try gathering them as we deal with our other support requests. Or not, because I already have them on me. Now here's a trick. This support request is what I like to call a bitch. Because if you come up here and talk to Bennett, you unlock the additional DP requirement for this quest. Oh, it's you. You're gathering a bunch of ingredients for Oscar, right? That's so unfair. What's wrong? I'm trying to create a new kind of bread for the bakery too. Why is Oscar the only one who gets any help around here? Is she okay? She sounds upset about something. On top of that, it sounds like she's big rivals with our buddy Oscar over there. She upset that we agree to his request or something? If so, isn't that sort of petty? Hold on, is this about... we heard about the delayed delivery. Did you need some help with that? We'd be more than happy to bring you some ingredients too, if you'd like. Really? Then 2 monster eggs, please. Try to hurry, okay? I really want to finish this bread before Oscar. We'll try our best. Lloyd's bleeding hard once again makes an appearance. You know, I think I'm used to it by now. Something up, guys? Nothing. Nothing at all. Oh, it's you guys. Did you get the ingredients? I'm pretty sure, yeah. Thank you, New Game Plus. Excuse me, here are the ingredients you requested. Monster eggs. Oh, thank you so much. Now I can finally take down Oscar once and for all. I decided to lend her a hand because it looked like she was having a hard time, but did we really do the right thing here? It'll be fine. Competition will just make them better bakers in the long run. Thanks for helping me out. You're a lifesaver. I'll be sure to outdo Oscar with my latest creation. Keep persevering through your training. I know you can do it. Yes, but if you don't go and talk to Bennett once you start this quest, you don't get the maximum DP. It's so dumb. How's your run for the ingredients going, Lloyd? Alright, here you go, Oscar. Did someone order fish fillets and monster eggs? Thanks, guys, you're the best. And as for you, Lloyd, you really are quite the dependable guy. I've always been able to count on you to have my back. You're telling me Lloyd's always been like this? Figures. I assumed he was, judging by his overly soft-hearted nature. Well, let's cut him some slack. We are talking about Lloyd Bannings here. I don't know what I did to deserve these backhanded compliments. Come on, loosen up. They're saying you're a good guy, that's all. Oh, hey, you should try out some of the bread I baked today. I'll let you have it on the house. Appreciate it, Oscar. We'll make sure to pick out a loaf later. We're going to head out now. Good luck with your apprenticeship. Don't eat it, it'll be a piece of cake. So I remember, I guess this never got changed, but I remember the first time I played this, I was like, what? Where's my free bread? It's like, that's what Oscar says, and we checked the translation. He's like, yo, I'll hook you up with some free bread. And then you just don't get any, like, at all. It's very strange. But yes, I think I explained the prologue that every month they bake a new bread here at Morge's Bakery. So this first item will change with every chapter. That also kind of helps you know that the chapters are monthly. So you can buy yourself an orange bagel. It's Oscar's newest creation. The homemade jam is its highlight. I've got an eccentric friend. She spends all of her free time going on adventures. I went to go play with her, but she already had left for the day. I know who you're talking about, Katarina. Alright, no need to talk to Morges. Let's get out of here. And just to be safe, I need to start saving more frequently because I don't have like a guide open. And I'm kind of like going on memory, but like the longer it takes me to do this playthrough, the more my memory of Zero starts to fade a little bit from my test run. So it's always possible I screw up somewhere and miss bonus DP. I should probably get into the habit of looking at Bumpmaster's new guide for Trails from Zero. That's, I believe, up on GameFAQs. We helped him out a little bit with that, try to make sure all the terminology and whatnot is consistent with what we wrote. Alright, let's head over to the IBC. We still don't have fast travel, do we? No, we do not. We'll get that eventually. We gotta see the IBC about its new service. That's right, this is the first time we've been in here because it's closed during the prologue. So this is the International Bank of Crossbell. Oh, that jacket of yours, you guys part of the CPD? I sure am. You can't go in the elevator, that's for authorized personnel. This is Trader Rizuro. Rizuro's an interesting NPC. I've learned a lot by listening to him. What he does is actually kind of confusing. So, translation-wise, we've had trouble naming traders because it's very confusing, like, whether or not the traders should be called traders or called merchants. It's like, well, which is it? Are you, like, a trader as in stock? Or are you a trader as in terms of you sell things to other people? You're a merchant of some kind. So we ultimately went with trader, and then what I found out later in the game talking to Rizuro was that he's actually both. That he actually trades stock here at the IBC as like a hobby, but he does own his own other company that sells goods to like other stores and stuff. It's very strange. So that made it even more confusing on our end, like what it is that guy does. It's like, oh wait, he does both? That's not what I was expecting. So you got security guards here. You got, oh, what is your name? What is your name? It's, I can't remember it. Karina. So, interesting thing about Karina is, it took a while to get her name correct. She's the receptionist that's always here on the right side, and you're Lanfei. I know you. Hello and welcome to the International Bank of Crossbell. Oh, now this is a surprise. It's been quite some while. Oh, what? Damn it. That should say time. Fucking A. Well, at least these videos will help with further improvements for the post CS4 patch. Huh? Also, oh, you know what? It's possible that, I wonder if that's something I've corrected in the past, but this text for the start of this quest might actually have multiple instances on this particular spreadsheet, because your first interaction of meeting Lanfei could be a normal, like, NPC conversation, or it could be part of this quest line we're about to start. So there could be a discrepancy there if there are multiple instances of this. Are you acquainted, Ellie? Hello, Wanfei. Indeed, it has been a while. This is our first encounter ever since you returned from your studies abroad. Oh yes, that reminds me. Would you like me to inform Miss Croyce of your arrival? She's currently overseeing Michelin's operations, but I'm sure she'd rush back if I notify her of your arrival. I'm glad to see that Belle's still keeping herself busy. That's okay though. I'm not here to discuss anything important with her today. I'll visit her another day when I have the chance. Is that so? I'll send her your regards then. Didn't know you had connections within the IBC, El. Yeah, you seem pretty close to each other too. She continues to uphold her image of a noble lady. I can hear you, you know. Aren't we here to get work done, Lloyd? Oh yeah, you're right, we are. Whoops, totally forgot about that. Please allow me to introduce ourselves. We're members of the CPD's Special Support Section. I believe we received a request from the IBC for help. Oh, is that what this is all about? My apologies. I'll explain the details to you immediately. Great, thank you. You may have read about it in the finance section already. The IBC will soon be offering a new service to exchange Sepith. Essentially, our service will allow patrons to exchange Sepith at a higher rate than the average market value. So you're offering to cough up more dough than your everyday shop? I gotta hand it to you, that's pretty nifty. The service's purpose is to amass a large reservoir of Sepith due to the scarcity of natural septium. The IBC is unparalleled when it comes to designing simple yet effective services. You flatter us. However, to counteract theft and Sepith counterfeiting, we limited the service to IBC members for the time being. We're trying to expand the service to be able to store Sepith in our terminals. We'd like for you to participate in the beta testing of the service, hence the request. Sounds good. What exactly do we need to do? Great. First things first, please take this with you. IBC primary card. I'll guide you through it, so please follow my instructions. Just so you know, you'll need to exchange a specific amount of Sepith. 30 of each type of Sepith should be sufficient. 30 of each type. Got it. Sounds cool. Let's give it a spin. Oh, by the way, there's no requirement to deposit them all at the same time. We can deposit small portions of it while we take a break from other requests. Yeah, but since I have a bazillion Sepith on me, I can just do this whenever I want. Like right now. Oh no, it wants me to use the regular menu and then it'll do the thing. So exchange. Let's just, you know what? Let's get my Sepith counts down to 9,000 for each, because why not? And this will meet the requirement easily. 2, 1, 3. Then we'll put this at 2. Actually, there we go. 2 and 240. Trade Sepith. Get me 42,000 Mira. Oh, it appears you've managed to exchange 30 of each type of Sepith. Just one moment, please. A lot more than 30. Hello, this is the reception desk. I'd like to convert 30 of each type of Sepith into Mira, please. Right. Okay, I see. Yes, understood. I've confirmed the transaction with our employees at the exchange terminal. There was an incident where an employee confused Earth's in space Sepith, but the transaction was reversed. Here's hoping things will run smoothly from now on. I guess they've got a bit of that hands-on experience now. I'm glad we were able to be of service to you. Oh, of course. You've been an immense help. It's not much, but please take this as a token of our appreciation. Terra Bomb and Reviving Bomb. EP charge. A rather generous reward. But that's not all. You can keep using the VIP card I gave you earlier. You're our special guest, so you may continue to use our exchange service as you please. Please consider it as another token of our appreciation. Are you sure about this? Isn't this too much? Ain't this supposed to be a service meant for IBC members only? You telling me we getting these awesome perks all thanks to El here? I highly doubt that's the reason why. Wanfei, you're not giving us special treatment because of our relationship, right? Of course not. Please visit again if there's anything I can assist you with in the future. So yes, the IBC Sepith exchange rate is slightly higher. I think it's like 1.1 or something. So you should, if you're in the mood to exchange Sepith for Mira, you should do it at the IBC if you can. Yep, it's been doing a good job. Thanks again. You've been a great help, Chief. This kind of algorithm is especially challenging. That's... I have not seen you in some time, Chief. I recognize that voice. Oh, well, if it isn't Tio. How are you doing these days? Chief, is this man your boss? That is correct. He is my direct boss. And, oh, there should be a period there. Fucking A. And the chief of the Orbital Staff Development Division. He specializes in orbital networks and behaves as the head of the Epstein Foundation's Crossbell branch. I suppose you could call him my supervisor. Everything appears to be running smoothly at that new division of the CPD. I'm quite relieved to see you doing well. But why don't you ever come by to deliver reports, Tio? I'm really worried about you. Is that the official explanation behind your gracious delivery of an orbital staff to the weapon shop for me? You know, now that I think about it, Wendy mentioned that somebody from the Foundation drops by pretty frequently. Well, you see, there's a perfectly reasonable explanation for that. Oh crap, this is bad. He was definitely mad at me now. But how can you expect me to leave a child to her own devices in a city like this? Your behavior is suspicious, Chief. What? What could you possibly mean? I am not trying to participate in a scavenger hunt. Please don't be upset with me. It's precisely your behavior at times like this that upsets me, Chief. You're right. I get it now. Aren't you being too harsh, Tio? I am unable to help it. I am irritated beyond comprehension. She bullies Chief Roberts so hard. I actually really like Chief Roberts. He's one of the funniest characters in the Crossbell arc. Okay, so that takes care of that one. So we did the Sepith, we did the Oscar one. What was the other? Detective. It was, oh right, the overdue book retrieval for Uncle Miles. Just gotta go over to the administrative district. This is a long one. You can wait until, like, I think the final day of the chapter to do this one. Hi again, Uncle Miles. Ah, Lloyd, it's good to see you. Have you come to borrow more books? Actually, we're here for your request. I believe you sent a request to the SSS for help, right? You were asking for help to locate and retrieve some overdue books. By golly, you're right. I did submit a request like that, didn't I? Let's get to it, shall we? Allow me to explain the details. Yeah, of course. Great, I'll get to it then. We've had several cases of people forgetting to return their books. I'd like for you to locate and return the books to me. Understood. Doesn't sound too bad to me. Sure. Do you have their addresses? Yep, that information is tied to their library cards. Give me a moment to bring it up for you. First person is Faye, who lives in Belheim Apartments on West Street. Next, we have Clarissa from Acacia Apartments on East Street. Lastly, we have Raymond from the CPD headquarters in the administrative district. Raymond, stop embarrassing us. I'm sorry, Uncle. I wasn't expecting someone from the force to lack punctuality. Don't worry about it. I'm just hoping that the reader was engrossed by the contents of their book and forgot to return it on time. I sense that your hopes are highly unlikely. This rotten world is filled with people who are lazy to their cores. What the hell are you looking at me like that for? No reason. Anyway, our objective is clear. We'll retrieve those books for you ASAP. Great, thank you. Please return to me once you've collected all 3 books. I'm counting on you, Lloyd. Overdue book retrieval started. Alright, East Street, West Street, and the CPD. So let's actually start by going east. Oh, wait a minute. Let's talk to Ozell first. I abandoned my grandfather's store to walk the path of the noodle. I had no choice if I wanted to fulfill my destiny of reaching true noodle enlightenment. If I am ever to accomplish that, I must continue to broaden my noodle horizons. So please, join me on this journey and eat my damn noodles. God, I love Ozell. That's actually super biased. I'm pretty sure I wrote that. So don't be frugal, try my noodles. Alright, oops, missed the door. We need to go into the acacia. Not this one. This one. Hello, Clarissa. Excuse me, Miss Clarissa. Do you have a moment? Oh, yes. How may I help you? We're here on behalf of a support request we received from the city's library. Are you borrowing any books in the library that you've yet to return? Oh, I am. I completely forgot about it. Oh dear. I'm afraid this book is long overdue by now, isn't it? It appears she had a lapse in her memory and forgot to return it. I suppose I'm becoming more forgetful with age. I'm sure Noelle wouldn't let me hear the end of this if she found out. Anyway, please wait here for a moment while I get it for you. This should be the one. Mark and the Witch Part 1. This is the one that was actually already in the library in the prologue, but it's gone if you go try to read it right now, or, before doing this quest. Oh, this book! What's up, Bill? You read this before? Actually, yes. It's one of the most popular fairy tales at the library. Whenever my neighbor Serena goes to work, she always asks if I can watch after her little brother. So, I thought it might be a fun idea to read books together, which led me to this one. I'm glad he seemed to enjoy the story. Oh, really? I kind of want to read it now, too. Well, thank you very much for your cooperation, Miss Clarissa. Oh, not at all. The pleasure was mine. Believe me, I'll make sure to return books on time from now on. I came up with the idea to read books. You got anything interesting to say? No, not really. Sorry, Clarissa. But yeah, she was talking about the two that are across the hallway from her. This is the wrong... Well, you know what? This is actually fine. We are going the right way. So we need to go to West Street and go into the Belheim. Hello, Belheim. And let's see, is it this apartment? Yes. Doesn't seem like Faye is in right now. I guess I'll just ask this girl then. Excuse me, aren't you one of Faye's daughters? I'm surprised. You and Wendy don't look alike at all. Huh? Oh, you're her friend, right? Oh, you still remember me? Actually, I wanted to ask your dad a quick question if he's around. Is he at work or something? Oh, Dad? He's off on a business trip. He won't be back for another 2 months. Sounds like we're out of luck then. Yeah, I'm not about to start going through his stuff without permission. Oh, are you guys looking for something? Yes, we're here to retrieve a book for your father borrowed from the library. Do you recall any mentions of it? Is it the one I'm reading right now? Mind if I take a look at it? I can check to see if it is. Sure. Pansy retrieved a book and held it out for Lloyd to see. It's got a stamp from the library. That's probably the one. Oh, phooey. Geez, Dad. I can't believe you'd leave on a forever long trip without returning your book. Sorry about that, mister. Do you mind taking the book in for me? Are you sure? Didn't you say you were in the middle of reading it? I believe you can apply for an extension at the library's front desk. No, it's okay. I was kind of just looking through it. It's actually pretty boring. I mean, did you even read the title? Let's see. Train Fanatic Rex. The name alone is enough to tell you that it's only for weirdo train nuts. I bet Dad borrowed it to try and get me interested in becoming a railway engineer. I'm not going to fall for his tricks that easily. No siree. So yeah, feel free to return it for me. Sure thing. And thanks for helping us out. So the NPC story here is Faye, who is the father of Pansy here, as well as Lloyd's friend Wendy at Genton. He's some kind of, I guess he's a railway engineer himself. That's what he does. And he tries to like force engineering and tech stuff onto his daughters. And that's how Wendy wound up a orbital mechanic. And he's trying to do the same with Pansy here. But she's like, no, I'm not falling for his tricks. I'm not into that. And instead she, I think if you continue to talk to her throughout the game, she like reads fashion magazines and stuff like that. So let's actually stop here and go into our items. We're going to read that one, because why not? Got to read all the books eventually. I'm not going to read Mark and the Witch Part 1, because I don't think Part 2 is available at the library yet, so I think there are only 2 parts, maybe there are 3. But it won't, once we have all of them, we'll read them. But this one we can read right now. Preface, train lovers far and wide, I express to you my utmost gratitude for checking out this book. The long tracks that cross the continent were laid out 20 years ago as a convenient transportation system for large countries such as the Erebonian Empire and the Calvard Republic. Now the railway has become an immensely important technology that people cannot do without. As the rails slowly proliferate, so will the fans. We are they, the train fanatics. Train fanatic refers respectfully to people who either love the look of a vehicle whose years of use have gently eroded the polish of its exterior, to people who simply enjoy the act of riding in the comfort of a cabin, or to people who ride a rhythm, who find the rhythm in the carefully calculated and planned out service schedules characteristic of the public locomotive companies. God, that's a bit of a mouthful. I didn't write anything in on scenario, don't look at me. This book will detail the safe and fun ways that fanaticism can be indulged in honor of the forefathers who painstakingly developed it over many months and years. It is aimed at the beginner train-loving enthusiasts and designed to cultivate and motivate the newly awakened fanatics in exploring the fine beasts of steel and thunder in a way that is suited for each individual. I beg of you, dear reader, to not lose sight of your adoration and admiration. Please enjoy this book at your leisure. May the radiance of the railway be with you. So now we read that, let's actually go to Station Street. And Lyd, do you have anything interesting to say? The Transcontinental Railroad opened for public use around 20 years ago. Now you can travel directly to Eastern Zemuria on a single railway. Okay, unfortunately not. If you keep coming to talk to Lyd, at some point in the game, one of these phases, he's like, did you know that I wrote a passage in a book about trains? And it's the same book. I don't think it's necessarily that starting one, but supposedly somewhere in all the book's text that you can't read, he wrote like a passage for it or something because he's such a train nut. And now let's go to the CPD and talk to Raymond, wherever he is. There he is. How's it going, Detective Raymond? Oh, it's the SSS guys. Got some business at HQ to tend to? I'll admit, you got guts playing dumb like this. But the real culprit here is you. What? Randy, cool it with the pranks, okay? It wasn't even clever. Oh, come on. I'm a police officer, aren't I? I had to pull out that line at least once in my life, you know? What's he going on about? Sorry about that, Detective Raymond. We're here because of a request from the library. You wouldn't happen to have an overdue library book, would you? Aw, crap. Now that you mention it, yeah, I'm pretty sure I have one. Yeah, yeah. Lloyd's face. So, Detective Raymond, did you, lose the book or something? No, I don't think so. Why the uncertainty, then? I'll go look for it. Yes, found it. This is the one. Prominent female figures. Ooh la la. Phew, thank goodness. Really left us in suspense there, Raymond. Anyway, why check out this particular book? Isn't this book about historic female figures who've accomplished outstanding deeds? Yeah, well, I thought it was a photo album with a bunch of hot chicks from across the continent. When I found out it wasn't what I thought it was, I kind of just left it in my drawer and forgot about it. I don't think the library is the right place to search for that kind of book. Well, we got the book back, so all's well that ends well. We appreciate your cooperation, Detective Raymond. Anytime, guys. What an idiot. So no, it's not a sexy book. It's about historic female figures. Let's read it, shall we? There it is. Table of Contents. Preface. The study of these great women. Number 1. Erebonian Empire. Leanne Sandlot. The Valkyrie who led the Eisenritter in battle. 2. Calvert Republic. Sheena Dirk. Activism beyond the Democratic Revolution. And number 3. Liberal Kingdom. Alicia II. From 100 Days War to Non-Aggression Pact. Preface. Figure. A term that applies to the shape of something. When describing a woman, this tends to refer to physical beauty and attractiveness. In this book, a different meaning is intended. A person who is influential or distinctive in some way. The influence of these beautiful women who have profoundly followed their convictions hide a charm that have captivated others in more ways than just mere appearance. We shall retrace the history of these figures as they have affected this continent and influenced many capable women. Let's actually open it back up and pull the mouse. Well, we got 3 names here. We know Queen Alicia personally. Of course, she's influential. Sheena Dirk, which at present time might be the only reference of this name in the series. I'm not sure. At least in English games, I'm pretty sure. I would figure that this is a figure we'll learn more about in the future someday, hopefully. But I guess it's also possible that if it's not in any other localizations that this had to be transliterated by, I assume, Ribos. So maybe the spelling won't end up canonical in other English games. I don't know. But we also have the Empire's Leanne Sandlot. Not much to say there, except she led the Eisenritter in battle. So we've actually heard that word once before. It was the... Oh man, I'm going to screw this up. I always get this wrong. And I shouldn't, because it's a trivia question in Campy's little Who Wants to Be a Millionaire game in Sky the Third. But the Eisenritter medal was an item in second chapter. It was... It wasn't what you retrieved for Ambassador Kraynog. It was what he, I believe, awarded to Estelle for completing the quest. And it's named after the same Eisenritter that we heard about in Michelle's quest. So the leader of the Eisenritter from, I guess it would be the Middle Ages, was Leanne Sandlot. That does it for all the books. Alright, Uncle Miles, here you go. Oh, you're back. Were you able to collect all the overdue books already? Sure did. Here you are. Train Fanatic Rex, Mark and the Witch Part 1, and prominent female figures. Great, looks like you managed to collect all 3 of them in one piece. Thanks again. I'm glad I have a group of reliable folks like you to count on. I'm honored to hear that from you. I believe this completes your request. Sure does, Tio. Thank you so much. You'll probably hear from me again in the future. Sounds good. We'll be waiting for you. Nice and tidy. So, new book this month, The Saint and the White Wolf first volume. You can find the newest volume of the first on the first floor shelves. So this is another fairy tale that appears somewhere here. This is where prominent female figures goes. Train Fanatics. Mark and the Witch. Still the first volume. Here we go. Saint and the White Wolf. So we'll also wait to read that until later. But eventually we'll get through all those children's books. I think that does it for our city support requests. I guess I could take a moment here and pause to check to see if there's anything hidden we're missing. Oh, and speaking of which, I need to check in on our next volume of Back Alley Dr. Gwen. So give me a second here. Okay, no, there's nothing super missable that's like particularly important that we're missing out on right now. But there are like a couple of optional scenes. So let's head to the guild. And there he is. There's the old Divine Blade of Wind. Or as one typo I know about says, the Divine Wind of Blade. That one really upsets me. It's good to see you all. Hello again, Arios. It's been quite some time, hasn't it? Huh. Well, the tension. You can relax around me. You did a fine job handling the downtown incident. You were able to resolve the matter before we were forced to intervene. Oh no, I don't think it was that big a deal. I bet he would have settled the whole thing with a single swing of his blade. Are we being puppeteered by him? Oh really, that's it? Oh wait, what'd you say? Now if you'll excuse me, I'd better take my leave. I have a bit more free time ever since those two arrived. Huh? Who's he talking about? Who could it ever be? And I think their names are already on the bulletin board. No, currently rescheduling. Oh, they make you wait. Darn you, Michelle. But yes, once the fated meeting happens, you'll be able to always know where they are by checking that bulletin board at any time. Okay, so that does that. Let's actually go down to Downtown District. You could check in with like Wazzy involved if you want to. Guillaume Factory is now like officially open. You can do Guillaume's services. Not that I really want to, but yeah. You can now customize your weapons, blah, 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 blah. Thank you, Guillaume. What we actually want is, there's one other location that we couldn't go into before. That's Ninevali Exchange Shop. Oh, customers. Mama, we have new customers. Can I sell them some weapons? Huh? New customers? Sell them the untraceable stuff. You heard her, folks. So, you buying something today? Actually, what kind of store is this supposed to be? Oh, we sell smuggled goods. We got everything you'd ever need here. Ignore the fact that we only got meds and quartz available right now. Oh, but we have that and also this thing here. Oh yeah, don't count on using any Mira. That stuff always leaves a trail. Pay with goods only. This continues to sound more suspicious by the minute. So, what the little miss is trying to say is that this is some kind of exchange shop, yeah? Speak to Jingo and choose exchange for a catalog of tradable goods. If you have the necessary items, you could perform an exchange. Equipment and quartz found at this shop are rare and cannot be obtained by other means. Be aware that since items are used instead of Mira, you should think carefully about the trades you choose to perform. So you can trade for equipment, quartz, and items, basically. And Jingo's inventory will expand as the game goes on. Oh, it's this line. Oh, that's not a typo. That's a 60/60 caliber. It's two different numbers. So, some of you, those of you who follow me on Twitter, may remember a conversation about this. And this is a weird inconsistency that this game has that's not in other games in regards to bullet calibers in Kiseki. So these numbers, well, I guess we're only going to get one in this conversation. But there will be others if you continue talking to Ashley here throughout the game. She's a black market dealer. And the calibers are based on real world measurements in, is it inches, I guess? Because it's not anything metric, but that's because like bullet calibers, I guess, like, I don't know, I'm not an expert on guns or anything, but like a lot of them are based on like American standards because that's what we do here in the States. So like 18 calibers, like based on, I think, inch size and not anything metric, but that doesn't make sense in Kiseki because the metric system in Kiseki, while the units, the unit names are made up, it's still based on the real metric system. Like a reg is still a centimeter. So it didn't make any sense that they were using calibers for bullets in this game that were based on imperial measurements that don't exist anywhere else in the series. And in games past Zero, they retconned it and made sure to refer to bullets in terms of the Kiseki metric. So I actually rewrote those caliber lines and made them consistent with the Kiseki metric system. So in Japanese, it's not .60, it's something else. It's probably .18. If that, I don't know if that conversion comes out right, but if it's .18 inches, it's really means like, I don't know. I'm bad with measurements. But the point is, I did the math and was like, okay, what would this be in Reg? That's what I wanted to figure out. So I ended up rewriting it, and there's like 3 instances of it in the entire game, I think, where that happens. Actually, you know what? It might be 2, and 2 of them might be in the same text box. That might be what the deal is. All right, I think that pretty much does it. I mean, you can still go around and talk to... Oh no, there's one other thing I wanted to do. Right. Because it wasn't open to us in the prologue, but now we can head inside Barca Casino. No one will stop us. Think I'll go for a couple of rounds today. I'm beginning to think that you have an addiction, Randy. He should be patrolling, but he always ends up getting carried away in the casino. We're supposed to be gathering intel, so I won't tell him not to play at all. Just try to show some restraint, Randy. In order to play games at the casino, you must exchange your Mira for medals at the front desk. You cannot exchange medals for Mira. but you may exchange them for prizes. With Cherry here, I believe your name is. Yeah, and of course she knows Randy my name. Do I have medals on me? I don't. I should actually probably get some. Let's exchange for... Let's go with 3,000. That'll probably be as many as I need throughout the entire game. I think there's like one quest where you have to come here. And other than that, we can show off the mini games. Let's play some roulette. I would be remiss if I didn't show this off because Ribos went through hell making sure this works. So I'm not great at this, so let's just put down a 3-to-1 bet. And we'll put down the maximum, 10 medals, and then you go up to start. There you go. So the text that's in the mini games here at the casino, like the dialogue boxes that show up, like this one, for example, they are not normal text boxes. They're not in the proper script of the game. They're not in the scenario. They're executable strings, and they behave very strangely. So for a long time, while this game was in development hell, these did not display correctly. They were super broken, and it took a long time for Ribos to figure out how they actually worked, and that there's a byte limit on the amount of characters you put in the line. So if you really want to like scrutinize the dialogue that's in the mini games, it might come off as a bit stale and a bit like truncated. And the reason why is because he's under really hard character limits to not go over that byte number for every line, because otherwise it just breaks and like you get gibberish on the screen right now. You get the text box gets filled with nonsense and it doesn't make any sense. So in order to stay under that byte limit, he had to keep things kind of short and sweet. So I saw like at least one tester was like, you know, the dialogue is a little stilted in the mini games, and it's like there's not a whole lot we can do. We can also play blackjack and poker. Let's play a little blackjack. I'll take your bid. Let's see what we got here. A 10. Let's hit. Stand. I win. No. Let's see, and there's one... Well, there's also poker, but I mean, it's going to be pretty much the same as blackjack. You can also play slots here, which is based on Ys, actually. So let's do the maximum bet. I actually don't know all of how it works. I know... Well, damn. I know that Jose went through hell. You see, I'm hitting turbo here to get this to work correctly with turbo mode. So like all these minigame menus end up being like programming nightmares to get them to display correctly. They worked hard to make sure it would, even though unfortunately a lot of players just ignore the minigames. This is Drake, the owner of Barca Casino, and just like Cherry, he has a history with Randy here. Harsh, dude, you're just salty that I've been killing it. He kind of treats Randy bad, but they're friends. Just doesn't want to admit it, but yeah, they're definitely friends. Let's see, not that way. Let's go to West Street, actually. Back to West Street. We could check in on Ian Grimwood. We want to hit up notable NPCs. Hello, Mr. Grimwood. The special support section. Has something popped up again? Huh? Oh, it's nothing. What harm is there in telling him about the case? After all, he might know something. Now that's smart thinking. Everything comes from discussion, so ask me whatever you'd like. Well, if you insist. Lloyd explained that the SSS has taken a case revolving around the appearance of wolf-like monsters throughout Crossbell State. Wolf-like, you say? I certainly have heard of them, but unfortunately it's outside my area of expertise. No biggie, we figured as much. How did you come to hear about it, Mr. Grimwood? Ah, yes. A Maze merchant recently asked me for an appointment. He wanted to discuss the effects the monsters were having on his business. However, thanks to the CGF's patrols, the monsters haven't appeared since. The appointment ultimately fell through. I see. That corroborates the report we were given. There don't seem to have been any new attacks. Yeah. I say we still start our investigation in our Morka village like we planned. As always, we appreciate your help, Mr. Grimwood. My pleasure. I'm just sorry that I couldn't provide more help than I did. Remember, if you need anything else, my doors are always open. Thank you, Mr. Grimwood. Alright, that does it in the city, pretty much. It's time to head finally outside of the city and see what the rest of Crossbell State looks like. We're going out the east exit. Oh, actually, there's one more thing we can do. Oh, I'm glad I remembered right as I saw their house. Let's talk to Parla's your name, right? Yeah. What a nice group of youthful people we've got here. Are you all going out on a trip? Yes, ma'am. We've got some business to take care of at our Morka village. My, that's quite the journey. Oh, I have an idea. Why don't you take this all with you? Lemonade. Is this the same ice lemonade you gave me on the train? Indeed it is. Remember to drink some while you're on the road if you feel dehydrated, okay? Roger that, madam. Alright, so we have that key item now. All it does is that it changes up a little bit of a dialogue in a scene we're going to get in the near future. It's the bus. Oh no! Oh shoot! Such a Zerk line. Anytime Lloyd says shoot, you know that Zerk wrote it. There it goes. I'm the police. How dare you leave me? We just barely missed it. Man, you kidding me? You got any idea how many trips the bus makes? I'm sure it comes by pretty frequently. According to the schedule here, the next bus will depart in approximately 2 hours. It's that long of a wait? Doesn't sound as frequent as you were hoping for, Lloyd. Well, that's just great. And here I was, hoping we could also make it to the hospital later. And that's not even mentioning the other areas we still need to visit. Right, and we just decided on how to proceed with our investigation. Given the circumstances, could we not just simply walk to our Morka village? Huh? Tio? You for real, Tio Tot? Judging by the distance shown on the map, I would estimate that it takes approximately 1.5 hours to walk there. Conversely, sitting and waiting for the next bus will result in a 2.5 hour trip. Would it not be more efficient of us to simply walk to Morka? Wait a minute. Never mind. When you spell it out like that, it certainly does make sense. I've actually heard stories about how beautiful the countryside along the road can be. Perhaps it'd be more enjoyable if we think of it as a fun little hiking trip, right? Dude, these gals seriously trying to convince themselves this will be a jolly good time? It's painfully obvious they've never trekked the highway by foot. What are you two whispering about? Oh, nothing really. You know, monsters tend to roam around the highways. Are you girls okay with that? I hadn't thought of that. However, we ventured into the Geofront, so I think we'll be fine if we run into a few monsters here and there. Additionally, I still need to accumulate more combat data for my orbital staff. Participating in more skirmishes is a necessary task. Well, alright. If the both of you are dead set on walking, then we'll do it. Right, we should get going. Music change. I'm starting to get a little excited. Had I known this would happen, I would have prepared us lunch. We could have had a cute countryside picnic on the way. That is true. Should we depart soon, we'll arrive at the village by noon. I am certain we can replenish our energy there. Hey Randy, it's up to us to protect them if they get exhausted. Yeah, I got this, man. Alright, we're going to our Morka village by foot. It's still a Trails game, which means you gotta walk to places first. No siree, you can't just take buses or airships to get where you need to be. You gotta walk the highway, get used to the lay of the land. Speaking of which, let's put Tio at the front so I can deal with any pesky monsters that come in my direction like that. Found leather jacket. Welcome to the Crossbell Watchtower. We don't know what it's for either. I wrote that. Yeah, this place is called the Crossbell Watchtower. It gets mentioned in like, I don't know, 2 text boxes maybe. And it's like, what's it for? What does it do? The answer is we don't know. We really don't know. But it has a name. Tear bomb. Oh, goddess, it hurts. The grass is clipping right through me. Yeah, that one was also me. Sorry, laughing at my own stupid joke. I've just always wanted to see a chess message that said that in the Trails in the Sky games. Because so many chests open up and the grass just goes right through them because Falcom. And you're like, should we move this grass so that it doesn't clip through the chest? Nah, fuck it. It's fine. It's fine. And I always find it funny when it happens. So I was like, yeah, I'm going to write a chest about that. I'm glad to see that people liked it on Twitter. A lot of people screenshotted it. Nothing over here. Kill some monsters. Move on. Bye. Down you go. So let's see. Another one here. Whoops. Silver brooch. I thought you were supposed to serve the people. There's another one of those cop ones. Yeah, I basically did the like full game allotment mainly on the highway. I think there are like 2 on West Cross Bell Highway. Get over here. There we go. Oh, there's nothing over here. There's something on the ground. Yeah, in Zero and Owl, you can sometimes find stuff on the ground. Either Sepith or basic items. Actually, they changed it up a little bit now, I think. I think they like add a wrinkle to that mechanic. And right here, we should have another fishing spot, which I can already do next to New Game Plus. Sure, I'm on duty, but what the chief doesn't know won't hurt him, right? Thank you, Lloyd. Let's use the bamboo rod and use the dumplings. I don't know if this will lead to a catch. Sometimes certain rod and bait combinations won't yield you anything at a particular spot. Like there. Oh well. Perfectly on cue. Anything over here? Oh, there's an enemy. That's not draw distance problems. That's the old Trails mechanic where enemies don't appear on screen until you get close to them. The contents of this chest brought to you by the International Bank of Crossbell. Visit us for premium Sepith exchange rates. Ah, topical, huh? Topical. East Crossbell Highway 2. Get out of my way. Actually, you know what? Ellie's probably better after all. I think Tio might be better for the Geo front. There's the chest. EP charge. It's empty, but the woodwork is amazing. Is it chestnut? And this one, steel wrist. Can you feel how hard this chest is? I could bench press your entire party. That's an Arven. I know that's an Arven. And here's roughly the midway point. Looks like we've hit a fork in the road. I'm pretty sure we have to go north in order to reach Harmorca Village. Bingo. Taking the road on the left's gonna lead us in the right direction. This is a bit tougher than I was anticipating, Tio. Agreed. My initial estimation has led to a disastrous miscalculation. These monsters roaming around the highway aren't helping either. You two look like you're about to pass out. Oh boy. How about we take a breather, ladies? No, I think I'll be okay. How about you, Tio? As much as I would love to admit defeat right about now, I was the one who suggested we walk, so I must persevere. Well, as long as you're okay with it. Just remember that if you can't take much more of this, you can always ask good old Randy here for a piggyback ride. Or would you rather ride on my shoulders? I strongly and unequivocally refuse. Do not treat me like a child. Furthermore, I doubt you would be satisfied with someone of my stature riding your back if I'm not mistaken. Hey, true enough. I'd rather have a chick with a voluptuous... Hold on a second. You're making it sound like I had ulterior motives. She got you there. Hook, line, and sinker. Anyway, let's keep moving. I'd be surprised if we didn't run into more monsters, so let's take it slow and steady. Don't be afraid to let us know if you need a break, Tio, alright? Roger. So on this side, they won't let me go over here, but we can check what it says. I'm pretty sure this way leads to Tangram Gate. Yep, the Calvardian border is this way. The CGF's deputy commander operates out of Tangram Gate too. Oh, really? I was unaware. Let's avoid any detours for today. Sounds good, man. And you also have a bus stop right here. It's a bus stop. The red on your faces is as clear as day, you two. Alright, that does it. When we pick up next time, we'll continue onwards to Armorica Village, where we'll do our first part of our main quest investigation and try to learn a thing or two about these wolf-like monsters. See you guys in the next one.